Hey everyone, I am Jessica from Willowvine's Intuitive Vibes, and I'm here to do a collective message. So like the videos, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to join the tribe. So before I sat down, what I heard was money, money, money. So maybe money's coming in for some of you, or this reading might pertain to some type of financial endeavor, or that's on someone's mind, one or the other. But this seems pretty spiritual is what I want to say, at least for someone. And it's not just about self-guidance with this, it's about um, teaching others, being a mentor, or expressing or telling other people what you know. uh, it's like through learned experiences, but it feels like somebody has a story to tell, basically, or they have something to share that is profound, it's significant. So you might be a mentor of some kind. And I say that because we have the shaman that came out, and I do want to read from the book here, but what's cool is the cards that came out like with this actually go with it. And I didn't know that. I put them back in the deck, so I don't know where they are, but I saw them, and then as I was reading this, which I don't remember everything it said, the other cards were in there, and I'm like, it's like all coming together. It all goes together is what I want to say. Signs, symbols, information, something goes together, connects. But when I split this deck, the Golden Phoenix came out. So Phoenix could be significant, rising from the ashes. Something you thought finished burst back into life. So something ain't over. Something's just beginning. That's what I want to say. And then I don't know these cards very well, which is why I'm going to read from the book. But it's the animal spirit, the wild unknown animal spirit. But anyways, it's funny too because the cards that came out was bear and the turtle, which is earth and water energy. But I did a reading this morning and I deleted it. Just, I don't know why, but it's whatever. It is what it is. Probably because parts of that are going to be in here anyways, because that's usually what happens when I do shit like that. It was really long and just unnecessary, I guess. I don't know. But I was talking about a dream I had that had a bear in it, and then the bear card comes out. So just saying. But this is waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. It's like starting fresh. After a time of rest, because bears hibernate in the winter. It says after a long winter, after your hibernation, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move towards the dawning light. To move towards the light. So I can see clearly, basically. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, which literally it is, at least where I live, and your transformation begins. So it's like it's time to step up to the plate. It's time to take action. Break time's over. You've sat on this information long enough, or I don't know, it's just time to implement the things that you know, your knowledge, your wisdom, your gifts, whatever, and do something with it. And it feels like sharing it with another person or people. And these two came out together. And then we have the turtle, which is ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self, like being comfortable enough with yourself to express yourself and be your authentic self, so that you can share your wisdom, so you can be the mentor, because the shaman energy is here, which I'll get to. All right. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements. This helps to grow and connect them to the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers. Some of you have a story to share. As they collect life experiences, because you've gone through a lot, which is where that mentor energy, teacher energy is coming in, because you can teach through experience, which is what I do when I explain spiritual gifts and stuff like that. I'm basically teaching through my own experiences, which is how most people do teach, just saying. Um, as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us uh, close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. So it's like it doesn't matter what's gone on with this person, that person, even if it was significant to you in your life, it's not about their story. It's not about anyone else except for what you know to be true and what you've gone through. And that's how you're going to truly teach other people, if that's what you need to do, if this is going to resonate with you. Yeah. So we'll put that down there. And I'll just leave that there. So something from the past is definitely going to resurface, but I kind of feel like it's something within you. An experience that you've had. You might be reminded of this, or something, a similar situation is going to come around maybe for another person, and you can utilize your own life experiences to help them through whatever this is. I kind of feel like that's what this would even be about, even if you're not like a public reader or a public guru or anything like that. Like, you don't share shit with the world. Maybe you should, maybe that's an idea of yours, but this feels like there could be somebody close to you, someone you know, or someone that comes into your world that you might end up being a mentor to because of your own life experiences, no matter what the subject matter is. So with the shaman, it's just so funny with these cards, like the symbols in here. I don't ever use this deck, and I've been seeing these symbols left and fucking right, and they're all on here. I have little bookmarks. So here's your Ace of Pentacles. Your opportunity is being presented to you, or this opportunity will be presented to you. Yeah, because that's what I read first. The shaman can't be rushed. Working with this archetype requires study and perseverance. Think of it like a brining or marinating. The content must permeate every fiber of its being. So it's like, this can't be rushed. You gotta take whatever this is slow, like becoming the master, basically. Mastering a craft or anything comes with time, perseverance, patience. And it's like with the bear energy here, with like hibernating in winter, the slumber, the break. Because I was talking about in a reading that I'm gonna share, that it's uploaded, I just haven't posted it. In that one, it was about like break time's over, but it's okay to take a break because you need to recharge your batteries. It's about timing and stuff, and I kind of feel like the time is now, or it's approaching, because you're more seasoned in whatever this is, because of what you've learned. The opportunity is now here to act on what you've been marinating on, basically, these ideas. So an opportunity is going to present itself. And this one's got the yin yang on it, just saying, and the all-seeing eye. 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the shaman, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study, which is the mentor, which is what I was talking about. And that was one of the cards that came out that I put back. And I always see owls too, just saying. But anyways, it's difficult, like learning lessons, learning or acquiring knowledge in any subject matter, or honing your craft. It's a difficult process, and sometimes learning through another person can be difficult as well, because just because they experience one thing doesn't mean that's going to be your experience, but they can still teach you through that experience. But then it's up to you to seek outside guidance, like, okay, I've learned as much as I can from you, or this or that. Now I'm going to look at a different book. Now I'm going to research something else, or I'm going to talk to someone else. So you have like a well-rounded view of whatever this is. So it's not just subjective or based off from one person. I'm not going to read the mentor thing, but like I said, the different symbols, lightning bolts are significant. I've been thinking about them a lot. Used to come up in my readings a lot, and the apple, which makes you think of a teacher, a mentor. And the mentor is the teacher, the sage, the guru, someone who has experience, somebody who knows something. But there's many ways to acquire information, not just from one source. But So it said that with diligent study, the mentor. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed towards the healing of the self, the other, and the culture. The healer. That was the other card. Where is it? The healer. And what bookmark do we have here? Oh my gosh, the Three of Swords. I didn't even know which cards these were. Healing yourself. That's so funny because it's like, if I put them in order, this might be a difficult experience. I mean, going through the healing process usually is a difficult experience, and it's ongoing. Even if you release and let go and heal from certain things, there's always something that's going to come up. But with the healer, that's the light worker, the gifted, the old soul. The image of the serpent. Well, snakes are significant. I saw a cobra sticker earlier today. So there's that too. So we have the owl, and it's like the shaman has the snake, the owl. It has it all in it. It's like when it all comes together. Anyways, the image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine. Sorry, the writing's in red and it's hard to read in this lighting. Both Western and Eastern, study the serpent and its power. Okay, what the heck? That's not what I wanted to see. Where was it? Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. And it truly is. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we are so easily drift away. Okay, so why don't I want to finish this? This energy is within all of us. We can heal ourselves without external help, basically, and help other people through experiences. That's really what that feels like. But it's so funny with the healer energy. I've been staring at hearts and snakes too. But the Three of Swords, this is painful. This can be a painful realization, a painful experience that needs to be overcome. But when we go through pain and struggle, like I said, we can teach through experience. So then after that, it is, and third, the shaman has a knack for finding doorways to the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world, the unseen. So with the unseen, we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, but I was saying money, 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 just saying, but this has to do with like stability, staying grounded. It's like no matter what you see, what you feel, what you sense, what you know, you got to stay grounded. You know, don't go off into la la land and what have you. But the eye, the evil eye, that's very significant here. So there could be a level of jealousy here as well, or maybe someone's worried about the opinions of others or judgments. Like, if I really tap into this, or if I say this, if I speak up, if I show my authentic self, then I'm going to be judged, or people are going to be envious because I'm quote unquote better than them. But that's not what this is representing. That's not what this means. You're not better than anyone, and they're not better than you. It's just we're all gifted in different ways, and it depends on how much information you retain and where you're going to go with it, you know, what you do with the knowledge you have. What are you going to do with the knowledge you have? Whether it's the seen or unseen, whether it's psychic visions or talking to the dead, or just a talent you have, life experience even. But the unseen is the spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. And the shaman is when all of that comes together. It's when you're balanced within it all. All right. In this way, the shaman is the master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet where there is power, there is shadow. There's always work to do, just saying, or problems. So the shaman must be vigilant in studying their own darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. So there is an experience that somebody has gone through, or many experiences, and it's almost like, okay, it's time to wake up and get moving and share these experiences. Be that mentor, be that guide for someone else, or for many people. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult journey. What was that journey for you? Now is the opportunity to share it, no matter how painful it is. Yeah, there's something that someone has gone through, a learning experience, just life, that it's like their own story that they need to share. It doesn't feel like it's a very easy story to share, but it's not only beneficial for whoever this is, it'll be beneficial for many people. Because I almost want to be like from a parental standpoint or something, like I feel like a parent going, I wish you would just learn from my mistakes so that you don't like do the same thing, so it doesn't happen to you. Learn from my mistakes so it doesn't happen to you. That's the point of some story in here, or what somebody needs to share or express. Learn from my mistakes. Well, that would be teacher energy, just saying. So anyways, that's what we have so far with that. I already pulled one of those. What was that? Oh, I was gonna use this too, and I can't reach. I'm not prepared, so somebody wasn't prepared for this, or they don't feel prepared to do this, or to take on this energy, to take on this task. Like, oh, I feel so unprepared. Almost like I'm not ready yet. But I feel like Spirit's saying, whoever you are, yeah, you are ready. You're ready to do this. You're ready to take the lead, Hierophant. You're ready to take a stand in this situation. I kind of feel like some of you are like born mentors. So maybe you are literally teachers, but it's like this is what you were born to do. It's not just show the world what you're made of. It's, I don't know, I feel like I'm opening someone's mind. Like, get out of that box. Broaden your horizons. Look into the possibilities. That's what it feels like. There's so much more to this world, to the universe, than what meets the eye, than what any one person knows or will ever understand. That's kind of where that whole, like, someone could teach you something and then look outside of that. It's like you learn this and then do it on your own, like research whatever on your own. Talk to as many people as you can about this subject matter, because some things just aren't in books either. And when you hear this story or that story and you kind of put them all together, it's like you take all those pieces and go, oh, that's the big picture. It's not just what happened to so-and-so or their life experience or what they know or this person. It's collectively, it's all together. Because whatever this information is, and it feels like kind of spiritual, it's universal knowledge, but it comes in many forms. Because if you think of spirituality, religion, stuff like that, there's always a similar basis between it all. But it's not just structured differently, but there's differences in there. Like the beliefs are a little twisted, or it's worded differently, or you know what I mean? Like there's so many different things. How do I want to say it? Okay, so if you go from different belief systems, like I said, there's a baseline where it's very similar. Like, oh, every culture believes very similarly in this aspect. Like there's a higher being or beings. The name might be different. That might differ. Or how they appeared to humanity might be different. You know what I mean? Things like that. But how did that happen in each one? And if you take all of it and put it together, you'll actually see the big picture. Like, oh, it is all the same. We're just explaining it differently based off from our experiences. Something like that, I don't know. hope that makes sense, because this one feels like a deep dive. I don't know. Shadow and light. You gotta have that balance. I'm just saying. Paradox. Faith. Because what was with paradox? It was what your strength. The paradox here is your strength will become your weakness. Your faith could be your strength. It gives you strength. That could be a strength that you have, but it might also become your weakness in a situation. Yeah, it's like, how would that become your weakness, though? Because I don't know, I was thinking of that with this card the first time I ever saw it. Because they're in a temple. That's their faith. They're praising their deity, whatever. You know, that's the way I was looking at it. No matter what the faith is, I was just looking at it that way. So these people are very devoted to their faith, to what they believe. But if you think about it, it could actually be, your faith could be your weakness if you find out that it's untrue, or that it's different than you, and if it's different than what you thought or what you were taught, what your mentor told you. Oh, we gotta broaden our horizons here. That's where the shaman energy is coming in. So this is making me think of, okay, sorry. The way that I get messages is just, it kind of goes from one thing to the next, but it happens for a reason. So what it's making me think of is somebody who is conditioned whatever way, and I'm not saying it's wrong, okay? So they grew up in this faith, whatever it is, and that's what they know to be true. That's what they've studied their whole life. They've read the book, the big book, whatever, you know, their family, not just their parents, and people of the whatever church they go to, whatever establishment this is, have always said blah blah blah, whatever they said. So that's what they believe. This is my strength. This is what I know, and it's amazing. And then another guru, another person with different experiences that experience things outside of this faith, are saying things that are making sense to this person, like wait, that makes sense, but it can't be true, it can't be right, that can't be right, because this is the way it is. And I'm not saying that what they learned is wrong, or that isn't the way that it is, but there's more to it. That's just one piece. So it's like, okay, that's the way this is. Listen to this, put it together. Listen to this, put it together. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because that's very closed-minded if you just zone into one thing, faith or otherwise. But it's making me think of that, because the fact that strength, someone's faith, could become their weakness is when they not just falter, but not even stray away, but when they question it, when they start questioning it, like, wait a minute, that can be the downfall, the downside. Like, that can make you feel lost sometimes and confused and wonder if your whole life is a fucking lie, when in fact it isn't. There's just so much information out there. And just because it's different or comes in a different form doesn't mean it's wrong. There. That's what I want to say with that. Okay. So let's see. Let's pull one of these. Oh man. That was a struggle getting that out, just saying. We're all in the struggle bus together, apparently, with me talking. Somebody might not want to disappoint their mentor, their family, someone around them, because their faith is different, or it's starting to, there's cracks in it, basically. It's like someone's starting to broaden their horizons and see the big picture, or a bigger picture. And I feel like it's hard to talk about, like, I can't tell so-and-so I believe in this, or that I'm questioning it. Because you're never supposed to question your faith, you know? But really, I question shit all the time. I question everything until it makes perfect sense to me, you know? Knowledge is power. But anyways, give less fucks. The less you give a fuck, the happier you will be. So care less about the opinions of others, whether it's, whoever's in your religious group, your family, whoever's tied to whatever this is. It does feel like it pertains to faith and like spirituality and stuff, but it could be anything. So it's like, don't care what they think of you, of your views, of you questioning things, of you wanting to retain more knowledge, because those who want to keep people stifled and ignorant do that for a sense of control. The second you can't be controlled, you're a problem, and that's what it's making me think of. And I know that talking about faith like that is a touchy subject, but it's the fucking truth, love me, hate me, I don't care. It is what it is. That's why I don't follow structured religions, because to me they're all cults. It's all for control, and that's just the way I feel. But that's just my personal view, and I'm not poo-pooing on anyone's belief system, because whatever gives you faith and keeps you going is positive in my eyes, so I'm totally fine with it. But anyways, it's like, care less about disappointing so-and-so, upsetting so-and-so, or many people, especially when you're broadening the horizons, when you're just trying to find your place in the world and figure out what's right for you. And it's okay to go beyond what you were taught to attain that. Don't care as much. Awakening, a realization, shift, or discovery. Somebody's denying their awakening because it's almost like, I don't want to wake up to this because it will be a problem. But whatever so-and-so is saying, or whatever's going on, whatever their experience was or is, it's just like, it seems, I know it to be true, but no, that can't be true. Nope, it can't. I gotta stay shut down in this box. That's what it feels like. Denial to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addictions. Somebody's having a hard time finding themselves, rediscovering themselves, and even if they figure out who the hell they are and where they belong and what they want, and because of this knowledge, they're having a hard time speaking up. They're in denial of the truth. Somebody doesn't want to face the truth of a situation within themselves or their circumstances situation, possibly because of their faith. But it just feels like because of what they know, what they've always known, how they've grown up, just what they're conditioned to be or do. I'm telling you right now, when you fully wake up, especially spiritually, you do give less fucks. It's like, it is what it is. Because usually with people like that, or who are going through that, myself included, you see the world so differently. There was someone that said, when it comes to the spiritual awakening, you have to accept the good and the bad with it, because, and there were rules that come with it. Once you put those glasses on, so once you wake up, you're going to see things for not, what is it? You're not going to see things as they are. You're going to see things for what they are, or for what it is. So there's a different perspective, and you'll always see that way. So once you put the glasses on, you can't unsee what you've already seen. You can't take them off, and you can't make anyone else wear them. You can't force them to see. And most people in this energy who go through the awakening, in the beginning, it's like, it's exciting, and you do want to share these stories and whatever, and you can share them with the right people, and you can share them with fucking anyone. It doesn't matter, which is where the give less fucks is about. It's like, it doesn't matter if they see or not. Doesn't matter if they understand or accept you or this or that or whatever. It does not fucking matter. The truth of the matter is you are woke to this. You have the ability to stand up for yourself, for what you believe in, to speak to speak about your experiences, to show the world what you've gone through, what you know. It's okay to do all that. It's not okay to force it down someone's throat and make them see, because you can't. They have to do this for themselves. And it's really hard to, I want to say it's really hard throughout that process, because, and even after, like once you're woke, it's hard when people deny you, you know, when they don't believe. But it's okay, because that experience is for you and for you alone, and for whoever chooses to listen. Because I don't want to say follow, because this isn't like a cult thing. It's not, you know, follow me because I believe this and I see all this and whatever. No, it's a learning tool. I don't know how to explain it beyond that. So if you're afraid to speak up about your experiences or whatever's going on here, especially spiritually speaking, it's not about forcing anyone to see. It's about ignoring people who aren't woke when they are being nasty, and focusing on those who choose to listen, because they're probably going through the same thing, just saying, or they have, or they will. But someone's in denial of some spiritual belief or some ability, either that they have or that you have. They don't have the glasses yet, and if they do, they haven't put them on, and that's their choice, is what I want to say there. I want to pull one of them for some reason. All right. There's a significance with a reading. Someone's in denial of a reading, and it feels like a tarot reading, or a psychic reading, any type of session like that. So if you are a reader, you could have done a reading for this person and they didn't believe it. They did it. I don't know if it feels like did they see it? They either saw it differently, or they just didn't believe what you were saying, or you didn't believe what a reader was saying. It just depends on who the hell is who here. But there's a significant reading that someone's in denial of. Could be an earth sign, earth or water, but earth is just like standing out to me right now. I just heard give it up. I have no clue what that's about, so somebody needs to stop doing something and give up. If you're trying to get through to somebody, just give it up, because it's not the point of any of this. Nobody needs to force anyone to see or anything like that. And I don't feel like any of you are in that energy. Maybe somebody's viewing you that way, that maybe the things that you're saying and doing are trying to open someone's eyes, and it's like, give it up already. I don't believe you. I never will, kind of thing. And that's totally fine if that's the case, because I don't feel like you're talking directly to anybody. But there is a significant reading here that fell on deaf ears. But what's weird is whoever this is thinking about this. They're thinking back to a reading they had. And it does make sense. But it's like, no, it doesn't. Because I want to whisper, I believe you. Like, I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want anyone to know. But I believe you. I believe in you. I believe this. Because it's fucking true. But because of all these people, because of whatever life they live, it's like, don't tell anyone. But I do believe you. Maybe someone wants to let you know that they believe you. Huh. Okay, so give me more, please. I keep staring at denial. Bluff. Pretending, mask, exaggeration. I'm feeling exaggeration here. Other people could have thought you were over-exaggerating, that you were making something up, that you were just a storyteller. It's all fucking fiction. But guess what? It isn't. It isn't. Yeah, they thought you were pretending. I almost feel like this person who is like, shh, I know, I believe you, like that, whoever's in that energy, it's weird because I feel like they're pretending not to believe you. They're pretending to be in denial. Like, no, I don't believe any of that shit. Whatever. All that witchy woo-woo stuff. Nope, I don't believe in it, but they do. So that's how they're pretending with these other people. But they were pretending with you as well, like that they don't believe you. Because I don't feel like you know that this person's actually quote unquote on your side or that they understand something. Because I feel like there's people around you, quite a few, who think that you over exaggerate, that you're making something up. But whatever this is, you're not making it up. Well, deja vu is here just saying. Past life, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. Feels like deja vu. Which makes me think of like premonitions, psychic visions, prophecies, whatever label you want to put on that stuff. Curse. Hex, witchcraft, negative mind. Wasn't I just talking about witchy woo-woo? Yeah. It's coming back around. Well, karma's coming around to bite someone, just saying. But I feel like someone's saying that they don't believe in any of the metaphysical. Like, no. But they do. Whoever, there's at least one person in that denial energy that actually believes, like, oh, I believe in that, but I just gotta zip the lip on it because I don't want people to look down on me or think I'm fucking weird, you know? There's also ancient knowledge here as well. It's being passed down to somebody by their passed over ancestors, you know, not just their loved ones, but ancestors from a long time ago. It's talking to someone. There's something significant to do with earth, like the ground, dirt, grounding yourself, staying grounded. But I don't know, earth is significant, earth and water. So, I mean, you could be an earth sign, they could be a water sign, vice versa, something, or there's those signs in here somewhere. I just heard it's a damn shame that you're this way. So I don't know if someone's judging you because you're gifted and spiritual, or if it's like, it's a damn shame that you're so close-minded, that you feel like you gotta hide. I don't know which side that goes on. Yeah, because nourish, self-growth, self-focus, soul finding yourself, focusing on yourself, healing, all of that I discussed in the beginning, with influences, attachments, third parties, peers. Somebody is afraid to fully go through this awakening process, to fully heal and focus on themselves without this external shit, because there's external people who just blah, 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 and someone is just so, like, worried about it. I don't feel like they're worried about offending anyone. It's not about offending anyone. It's about disappointment, being shunned, being laughed at, being made fun of, being looked down upon. It's almost like, I guess, it's like through experience, if you want to say. The example I'm having here is, say this person experienced you getting made fun of, people poking fun of you, messing with you, hurting you, doing whatever they did because of who you are, what you believe, you know, just being assholes. They witnessed this. Maybe they were even part of it, but regardless, they witnessed it, and it's like, I saw how people treated you. I know what can happen when you go against the grain. I don't want people to do that to me. So someone's like in the closet because they don't want to face ridicule. That's really what this feels like. Yeah, we have the 10 of Swords, which is painful, a painful ending, betrayal. I'm just going to say right now with this, if anyone's willing to put those swords in your back, they're not in your corner. They're not your friend. They're no one you need around. Give less fucks about what people say behind your back, around you, to your face, and what they do. Because they can put as many swords as they want in your back. You're still going to keep going forward. Don't let what people say knock you down or stop you from figuring out who you truly are and for living your life the way you want, or being with who you want. Because I don't feel like this is somebody betraying you. I mean, I'm sure that's in here somewhere, or you betraying so-and-so or whatever. It feels more like, I know that so-and-so or these people are not going to accept me or this or us, whatever it is, and they're going to talk a lot of shit. Let them. Because then you'll figure out who's really on your side, who's really there for you, who you should keep around versus who you shouldn't. Because if someone's going to put a sword in your back like that, or multiple, why the fuck would you want them in your world anyways? You know what I mean? So there could be a lesson there within that, That's how you weed out the snakes, you know what I mean? Get out the lawnmower and mow down that tall grass so you can get them all. So they're all exposed. And then you could be like, yep, you're not good for me. You're not good for me. You're not good for me. I want one of these before I keep going. Just ask. There's something that somebody wants to know. I don't know if they want to ask you a question or if you want to ask somebody a question, but it's like, just ask, If you really want to know, just ask. So there's someone you can just ask or just talk to. Spend time with bae. I hate that word. Doesn't bae mean like poop in Danish? I find that funny. Anyways, make art, leave. Oh my gosh. Just leave. This person left the situation. Anyways, make art, love, or music. Someone wants to spend time with you, but I feel like they're worried about what people will think, or a specific person. Someone's stressed. Give me one more. There's a secret here. This secret, like I said, someone's hiding shit because they don't want the world to know or certain people to know. It's bothering them. It's stressing them out. It's hard pretending to be someone you're not, or to hold something back that feels significant, If you're passionate about a person or situation or anything, it's hard to restrain yourself when you really need to do or say something, Interrupting is for assholes. Let them fucking finish. Is there somebody that likes to talk over another person? Like as you start explaining yourself or your views or whatever, that you get interrupted, someone talks over you because like, doesn't matter what you have to fucking say. Yeah, people like that suck. It's like, shush it. Somebody just feels very restricted. Probably throat chakra area. Like, because I almost feel like, what's the point of even saying this? No one's going to fucking listen anyways. That's really what it feels like. Maybe they get talked over a lot, or they feel like nobody cares about their views, their opinion, their experiences. So they just sit back and shut up. There's someone that in that energy that should spend more time with you, or you should spend more time with so-and-so, because it will allow you to come out of your shell and open up more, so you can speak more freely about the things you do love and what you want and all that stuff. Yeah, you got to find a like-minded person. I feel like you already have, or this person already views you that way. It's just they don't know what to say or how to even approach you. The Knight of Wands reversed. This isn't a bad decision. This definitely is not rushed, that's for sure. It's taken a while for someone to see something clearly. King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This energy might be waking up and staying kind of hidden with what they know or what they feel. But they want to take a leap of faith. It's taken a minute. This, like I said, this is not rushed because of the opinions of others. Because the Fool's at the bottom. It's like, I don't want to be foolish. I don't want to be stupid here. People are going to look at me like I'm a dumbass if I do this. But who cares, for one? But I don't think they're going to be as harshly judged as they think or feel. Yeah, this person's a hermit. They're keeping to themselves. They've done a lot of thinking. Very little to no action and a lot of thinking, like soul searching, probably research as well. Like, all right, I'm going to look into whatever so-and-so's saying or what happened here because I need to know for myself. So someone's looking into something, and that's probably why they secretly believe you. They could be a Virgo, not necessarily, but we do have Earth energy here. They believe you. There could be a connection here that they're actually seeing between you and them, or just that you are truly connected spiritually or to the divine. That's what I want to say. It just feels so unbelievable. But I just heard, but it's all about presentation. So whoever this is might not have believed in you or believed you in the past because of the learning experiences you were going through. Maybe, because I did see emotional storm, so maybe your emotions were too strong at one point, or your delivery was incorrect, or just could have used some work, could have tweaked a few things, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, the approach seemed kind of like, but over time, through not talking to this person, dealing with them, whatever stopped, basically, it provided clarity for someone because there's a different delivery here now. It's coming out different. It's more clear. It's more direct and not as chaotic. So you're more calm, cool, and collected with what you know, with your delivery. So if you're explaining your life, your situation, spirituality, whatever this is, and it does feel like it could pertain to some type of spiritual gift. If you're explaining things like that, whether it's your own experiences or just philosophy, we'll just leave it at that. Your approach is very different. This person is like seeing that because you're in the shaman energy now. This is where it all comes together. Because mentor, and that's the learning phase. That can be that's where it's all chaotic and like, what? I'm still learning. I don't understand all of this. Healer phase is not only healing yourself and your own wounds and facing your shadow side and whatever. It's helping others see their shadow side so they can heal and helping them heal. And that's a process all in itself. And then, the unseen, which is psychic visions, talking to the other side, the unbelievable shit. That's when that comes in. But if it all comes in at once, or you don't fine tune each one first, it's gonna go, whoa. The energy is just gonna be really intense. And I kind of feel like that's what happened here at one point for someone. And now you're more centered within these energies. It's like you can maneuver through all of it with ease. Because you're taking the time to really listen and feel and understand before you deliver. Or that's what's needed. It's making me think of, like, with the shaman energy, it's making me think of, like, the old crone, the wise one. But anyways, it's like, doesn't matter how old you are. It's just someone, wisdom. I keep staring at the stone, wisdom. Someone who has a lot of knowledge through experience, through learning, um, through research, through many different forms. Okay. You just seem to fucking know things. Well, if you're psychic, you probably do know things beyond what you've researched. But regardless, it's the guru energy. And I'm picturing this because she's sitting Indian style here, or crisscross applesauce if you want to be PC. But anyways, she's sitting there just kind of in a meditative state, and I'm imagining, because if you think of an old guru, you think of an old wise man, with a long beard. Male, female doesn't matter, but that's what's in my mind. And they're just sitting there, just chill as fuck. And there's many paths, okay? So imagine trails all over the place that all lead to this open area where this guru is sitting. So many people can come in from all walks of life, all directions. Information comes in all forms and from all directions. So anyways, I'm like imagining someone coming down the trail, and the guru has his eyes closed, just kind of like, welcome, I've been waiting for you. Because he saw you coming a mile away, or you saw this person coming a mile away. It's just the example. And the person's just like, how'd you know? Well, you came here because you have a question. Just ask. Oh, I said that. Just ask. Just go to this person, ask. Someone needs to. I'm just like, you came here because you have a question. And the person doesn't even get the question out of their face yet, and you answer them. Or the guru does. This old wise dude is like, blah, 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 whatever the answer is. And the person's just standing there like, holy shit, you actually knew. But you're here for a different reason. That's what it makes me think of. So someone might approach you because they have a question, but that's a front. Their question, if they want a reading or not, isn't why they're there. It's like, I know you're here because you have a question, but that's not what you're actually here for. And they're going, what? How'd you know? Because they're a fucking guru. Someone might be looking at you that way. Or looking at someone that way, even if it's not you. Oh, I never noticed it before, but in this High Priestess card, look at all the books behind her, or him, but it's a her on the card. That's knowledge, that's wisdom. But you don't know what's in those books. You don't know what he or she knows, or this person doesn't know the things you know unless you tell them. Time and place is what I want to say with that. But it's also utilizing all the tools, if you think about it, which is the coming together of the shaman energy as well, because you got the books. That's research, that's knowledge, that's physical knowledge, where you open a book and read about a subject, no matter what it is. Excuse me. So it's physical knowledge, or physically knowing shit about other people too, because you witnessed it or you were there, whatever. Your life experiences, all of that would be here in the books. And then there's runes, there's the crystal ball, which is for scrying, and tarot cards. So there's 3 forms of divination just on the table. Technically 4, because we got candles here. We got white and black, so there could be witchcraft or, things along that, certain rituals. And meditation. She's got her eyes closed. So it's like, it's everything coming together. It's not utilizing everything at once. It's not doing everything at once. Maybe that was happening in the past. But this is taking everything you know, all that you've learned, metaphysically, physically, and otherwise, and bringing it together. That's the balance, because we have the white candle and the black candle, which is the balance, the light and the dark. I just heard because not everything is good, which is true. Not everything is good, but you got to have that balance. Because how are you going to know if something's amazing or if it's good for you if you've never experienced the bad, if you don't even know what that is? There are runes that are protecting someone, or you can utilize different runes for protection. That's what I want to say there for someone. I just heard use whatever's at your disposal for divination or for protection. Use what's at your disposal. So it's like you don't really have to go, I don't want to say out of your comfort zone, but you don't really have to go out of your way to find things that will protect you. You don't really have to go out of your way for information either, if you think about it. 90% of people have their phone in their hands all the time. You could just sit on your fucking couch or lay in bed and learn. You don't have to go very far to find this out, whatever that means to you. The King of Swords, knowledge. You don't have to go very far to find this out, to gain this knowledge. It looked like his eyes were closed, but they're not. Pot could be significant. Maybe someone tokes up a lot. I don't feel like they're doing it for spiritual enlightenment if they are, but that's not for everyone. I do want to say that there is someone, I'm not telling anyone to do this, but there's someone who already does it sometimes, probably occasionally, when they do toke up. They are more spiritually open. I mean, that can happen, I'm just saying, but like that's when they have these epiphanies. They probably forget about them, though, I'm just saying, or they don't read too much into it because it's like, oh, I was just high, you know, that was just a stupid thought. But was it? That's just for someone. I don't know, for some reason, because I'm staring at the books behind the King of Swords and in front of him, it's like I know more than you energy here, but it feels like physically. So maybe this person's read more books, or they keep up with the times. I don't know. They keep up with certain information, or they've researched certain things, so they appear to be more knowledgeable, but they actually aren't, because you know the unseen. You know otherworldly things beyond what's in a book. So it's like, if I can't read it in a book, it can't be true. Really? If you go throughout history, a lot of information was like through storytelling, which is where we started in the beginning with the turtle energy, storytelling. I mean, that's how it is in a lot of native tribes and stuff, Native American tribes and shit, or even anywhere. You know, it doesn't matter if it's in America or not. A lot of the information wasn't written down. It wasn't documented. And some tribes actually still to this day do not document things because they don't want it to get into the wrong hands. It's like, this is our knowledge and no one else needs to know it. So it gets passed down word of mouth. That's not in a book. It doesn't mean it's not significant. Doesn't mean it's not true. It just means it's not fucking documented. So just because somebody's read a million books doesn't mean they're more knowledgeable. And just because it isn't written in a book doesn't mean it's fiction. Doesn't mean it's made up. But somebody looks at things that way, or that's their point of view. If it's not in a book, it ain't true. Well, you're very closed-minded if you think that way, is what I want to say. But this feels more like I know more than you because I've looked into blah, 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 whatever, but that's not where this knowledge is coming from. 8 of Wands. Information. It's also spirit communication. It's higher knowledge. Knowing things that are in books that you've never even fucking read, too. That's in here. Because I was talking about the guru. Knowing why someone's even there in the first place. Or what they're going to say, what they want. I know what you're going to say before you say it. That's what this feels like. Alright, give me, well, the Five of Swords and the Devil. Somebody fears you, fears this because it's out of their hands, it's out of their control. I also want to say, for some reason, I don't feel like you're making anyone do anything. Like, this isn't like forcing somebody to do something or mind control. It's not that. It's nothing like that. There is something that's fake here, though. Why is that fake? I don't know, I'm staring at the devil's tail and it looks like a costume. Like a devil costume. But it's fake. It's just dress up. What's fake? It's a distraction. What is this distraction? Because the devil's trying to distract these two. Her with ice cream, him with money. Like, things that aren't really that important. It's like, don't talk to each other. Don't, we have communication here. Don't talk to each other. Don't share your knowledge with one another. Don't share what you know. Look, have this instead. Do this instead. I almost feel like if you and this person, whoever the hell they are to you, actually talked, got together and had a real conversation and went over this, you two would go, wow. And there would be a lot of clarity. And someone doesn't want that. Like, oh, you'd really figure shit out if you two talked, because it would all come together then. So, I don't know what that's about, but someone just wants to keep someone in the dark for control, more than likely. Yeah, keep them in the dark. Well, I don't know if they're going to stay in the dark or not, but I feel like this reading is long enough, so someone's going to reach out. I feel like somebody wants to talk. So I'm going to go now, but remember, something you thought finished burst back into life. This feels unexpected. Even if the guru's expecting it, there's something unexpected about this. Oh, there's the beaver. Wasn't that in the turtle message too? The turtle and the beaver are very similar, but you wouldn't think they were, because the turtle's usually in the water unless it's a tortoise on land. I don't know, it goes back and forth. But the beaver does too. They just look very different. It's like you and this other person appear to be different, but you're very similar. You're connected. You believe the same way, just one of you's in the dark, like keeping it in the dark, and the other one's out in the light, like, hey, this is me. So anyways, that's what I have for you. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.